allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Sunshine notice, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Board of Commissioners Public Meeting Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021. The time is now 7:12. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, notice of this meeting was published in the December 3rd, 2020 issues of the Nutley Sun, Herald News, Star Ledger, and Tap into Nutley. A copy of this notice has been posted on the Nutley Town Hall bulletin board and is on file in the municipal clerk's office. Due to the multiple executive orders declared by Governor Murphy and in an effort to prevent further spread of COVID-19 pandemic, all public meetings for the year 2021 will be held remotely via Zoom or teleconference. The public will be able to listen to the Board of Commissioners meeting and participate during the designated public comment portion of the meeting by utilizing access through a URL link or dial-in number provided on the township website. Commissioner Kelly is absent excused. Commissioner Evans.
Here.
Commissioner Petracco. Commissioner Scarpelli.
Here.
Mayor Tucci.
Here. Thank you. I see we have no minutes this evening, no communications or correspondence, no proclamations, no reports, so we will move right to the February 2nd bill list.
Thank you, Mayor. Bill list for February 2nd by department totals. Public Affairs, $98,505.69. Revenue and Finance, $2,764,853.19. Public Safety, $82,382.65. Public Works, $159,754.72. Parks and Public Property, $743,883.19. Water Utility, $114,298.97. Payroll for January 22nd, total payroll, $1,004,720.76. Overtime payroll, $33,054.17. COVID overtime payroll, $8,137.34. Total payroll, $1,045,912.27 for a grand total of $5,009,590.68.
Move the bills.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
And that's it for
Thank you.
bills. Mayor.
We will now entertain public comment on agenda items only.
All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the mayor. The mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the board.
Oh, hi. Thank you so much. Hello, Mayor and everyone. I sent a letter to everyone today, and I was just,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
sorry, my name and address. I'm sorry. My name is Jean Carmalt, and I live at 66 Ravine Avenue in Nutley, which has been beautifully plowed, by the way. So I just wanted to ask the mayor and the commissioners if they had received the email that I sent earlier today. I was basically just requesting information about the process that Nutley has engaged in to implement statewide anti-bias training requirements within the police department. So I just wanted to see if my email had been received.
I did, in fact, get a chance to read your letter, and it's very well done. Thank you very much for sending it. Most of the items that are listed here are public safety issues, so I will ask Commissioner Petracco to please respond.
Sure. I actually didn't hear you clearly, and I did not read my emails yet or my letters. So if you could just bring me up to speed a little bit, that would be helpful.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Yeah, so I sent a letter that's from a number of residents in Nutley, and we were essentially, there are more details in the letter, but we were essentially asking what the status of implementing the anti-bias training that was mandated at the state level by the Attorney General. We were sort of asking what the status is in terms of implementing that training here in Nutley, and how, like what the plans are in terms of when and how that kind of training will be implemented here.
Well, I'm just reading the letter now of what you sent.
Oh, good. I'm glad it arrived. Thanks.
That is really, I'll discuss it with the chief of police tomorrow. How we work in Nutley here is that the chief, runs the day-to-day operation. So like with training and all that stuff, and I set the policy. But I have to tell you, I mean, we have a stellar police department. Our chief is an FBI Academy graduate, which is pretty big on his resume, I think. And he's great at stuff like this. So I'll, if you want, if you have the police department's number as well, I'll pass this along to him tonight. And if you want to call down there, if you want me to return your phone call, if you want to exchange numbers somehow, if you want to send me an email tonight and give me your cell number, and then I'll get back to you tomorrow with all the answers.
Okay, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Mayor Tucci, Rory Moore. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Mr. Moore.
Rory Moore, 462 Chestnut Street. I have a quick question on the bill list. I'm trying to bring it up. The overtime was for $33,000, I believe, if I'm reading this correctly. And the COVID overtime is only about $8,000. Why do we have so much overtime? I mean, excluding, let's say, if you included the recent plowing for the snow.
Mr. Moore, can you hear me?
Yes,
Which overtime are you referring to?
the overtime on the bill list. I believe it's $33,000 for the overtime for today's date.
Right, $33,054.17.
But the COVID overtime is only about $8,000, $9,000. Is that correct? Am I reading that correctly?
That is correct.
Could you? Is there
Much
a
of that
reason?
I'm sorry. Much of that COVID overtime is no longer submittable. Well, I shouldn't say it's not submittable. We can be submitted, but they're not reimbursing for it any longer.
So is it safe to say that we're actually a good chunk of that overtime is for COVID related? That we're not charging to COVID?
Yes, actually, well, I don't know if you're privy to some of the county situational reports, which gives a town-by-town ratio of how many people are actually affected with the COVID. We are not in the high range. We are in the mid-range, and actually our numbers are looking pretty good. All right, as far as new cases are concerned, as far as deaths, I mean, obviously one death is too many, but the actual the incidence of COVID-related cases is actually going down in Nutley.
I wasn't specifically addressing the COVID itself. I was concerned in the overtime. There's a gap between 33,000 and 8,000, and that would mean somewhere in 25,000 range. We're spending a lot of money in overtime. That is my basic question. I apologize if I was unclear on that.
A lot of money is a relevant statement. I mean, in public affairs, you're talking about $1,700 and change. In revenue and finance, $581. Public safety, 10,522. Public works, 3,700. Parks and public property, 7,231. And water operations, 9,287. I mean, this is pretty much routine overtime. I can't speak for any of the other departments, but I'm sure the water operations, probably water main breaks or leaks that they're addressing. Public safety, I'm sure Commissioner Petracco can address that. And my overtime is pretty much our normal overtime in making sure that everything is safe and secure in our parks and public buildings. Commissioner, do you want to respond to him?
I didn't scrub through this yet, but I'm thinking that some of this is the outside assignments that we do with the police department too. Like you see public service all over the place, and then we get reimbursed for that. And then, with COVID, we have had, men out on police and the fire side as well. And unfortunately, when one person gets sick on, the virus, on a shift, the whole shift has to quarantine for, I think it's 10 days now. So
Yeah.
we have acquired a lot of that, unfortunately, in public safety.
Yeah, and Mr. Moore, keep in mind that much of the disinfecting practices that were instituted at the onset of the COVID are still in place. So that's still happening in our public buildings and throughout our township.
But we can't come in, right? I just want to, Mr. Petracco, you brought up a point. For the police officers, when they do extra duties, I thought that was put out about a year or so ago. I thought you put an ordinance out that a third party was handling that. I could be wrong, but I thought that's what we were doing.
No, actually, it's funny that you should say that because I was in the chief's office yesterday and we were just discussing that, about that third party that does do that. But maybe Commissioner Evans can help me on this. I think that we still pay the money back out and get reimbursed. Is that how it's set up through the town? Yep. So, and Rory, I didn't look at exactly what that overtime is, but a lot of time what drives the overtime in the police department, are these outside assignments. I mean, we see cops on every corner now with, again, public services doing a lot of work in town, when the tree cutters come through town, and things like that. So, in my department, it is public safety. We have contractual obligations when shifts go below a certain amount that we have to backfill them. And, that's a lot of the overtime too. And, but we do, and I could tell you I'm spot on with that. We do manage our way through it the best possible to give the taxpayers a bang for their buck.
Mr.
Okay,
Moore,
thank you.
Just as an additional FYI, even the administrative time that's spent on handing out these assignments is in fact reimbursable to the Department of Public Safety.
Yeah,
Okay, I just thought it was a third party vendor was taking care of that. That's all.
Okay.
All right, did we satisfy your question?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Stay safe. See you next meeting. Okay, we have no further public comment. Board of Commissioner announcements. Commissioner Scarpelli, this is your season. Please enlighten us.
Yeah, go back to Mr. Moore's point, this is the season not only for snow, but water main breaks. So unfortunately, some of that overtime is due to those. But we just, this doesn't air live, but we just had our big snowstorm, over 20 inches of snow that fell over, a 2-day period. And I want to thank the people of Nutley for their patience as they allowed the Public Works Department to clean the roads. And certainly the men and women of the Department of Public Works, I thank them for their time and efforts. This was a long storm. 40 hours is a long time to be working with just cat naps in between. So, right now we're down to the pavement, and we'll continue to clean up tomorrow and get the whole town back to normal. So,
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Petracco.
I don't really have a comment, but I do have a compliment tonight. And I would like to say that, I have been to other towns today, and really, the snow removal, Joe, was really stellar. And, in Nutley, you can get around pretty much during the storm too. And it's really important, to public safety as well, because, we still get the medical calls, and the ambulance squad and the cops are responding to. So I have to say, and even with our mayor too, the Parks Department, I saw them out there. They, were on every road too, it seems. So it's a team effort up here, and I just want to say that, the town looks great, and it doesn't happen by accident. Great job.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Evans.
I'm going to echo Commissioner Petracco's comments. I had the need to leave my house during the storm to go help my brother in next town over into Clifton. And I was surprised at how I was able to drive across Nutley without a concern. But as soon as I left town, I had to make sure that my snow mode was on, and I had to go slow, and I had to be careful because not only me, but other cars slipping around on the roads. And I just didn't see that at Nutley. So just kudos, Joe. Well done to the team. And same thing with your folks tomorrow. Everybody was out in the middle of the storm, staying on top of it. We had people here at Town Hall yesterday. We had a lot of people using the technology, but it was just remarkable how in a storm that we haven't seen in over 10 years, at least, how we mobilized and were able to execute. So just well done.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Just
And
one more thing, Mayor,
Sure,
is,
go ahead.
as Commissioner Petracco said, is a team effort without the help of public safety and the Parks Department in helping us clean the roads and keep the roads, keep the cars off the roads and keep the people from throwing snow back into the roads. We couldn't get accomplished what we get accomplished. So I'd like to thank everybody for your cooperation and your help.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I'd just like to echo the remarks you've already heard, and I know it's redundant, but it's necessary that it's said. I'd like to compliment Commissioner Scarpelli and all his forces. They are professional snowmen. They take care of our roads. Our clerk isn't with us this evening because she lives in a neighboring town, and their snow removal process wasn't as efficient as ours is. So she's with us by Zoom. Commissioner Petracco, your public safety department once again rose to the occasion. My parks department was in the support mode. Commissioner Evans will make sure everyone gets paid, and Mr. Moore will question the overtime at the next meeting, but we can talk about that. But it's a job well.
And it'll be a lot more.
It'll be a lot more.
Yes, sir. Everyone in Revenue and Finance had happy thoughts.
There you go. Thank you. All right, we'll move into ordinances. Commissioner Petracco.
Yes, glad to see everybody's in a good mood tonight. This is an introduction, ordinance number 3465, an ordinance to amend an ordinance codified in the code of the Township of Nutley, Chapter 228, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, particularly Article 7, Special Zones and Areas, Section 29A, entitled Handicap Parking, to add to the location set forth. This one is on Laurel, I believe it's Laurel Ave, yep. I don't have my little cheat sheet, but I know I'm supposed to read the next time it's going to be introduced and advertised in the Nutley Sun and all that jazz. So Eleni, if you could help me, that'll be great.
Or it'll be for March 2nd, 2021 is the public
Okay.
hearing.
Okay, and that I don't have that little cheat sheet that we usually have in our envelope, but
I'm
it'll
sorry.
be advertised advertised properly and all that.
On February 11th, it will be advertised in the Nutley Sun.
Okay. So
Move it.
I'd like to move it. Yep.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Commissioner Evans, would you please read Commissioner Kelly's resolution?
Sure.
Thank you.
Is it in my pack? Hold on. Found it. Whereas on February 3rd, 1943, at 12:55 a.m., German submarine U-223 torpedoed the Dorchester off the coast of Newfoundland. This blow knocked out the ship's electrical system. As darkness set in, so did panic, as many men were trapped below decks. In the midst of this chaos, 4 chaplains worked together to try and instill calm and also help as many men as they could. This cooperation was deemed extraordinary at a time due to to four being from such different backgrounds and beliefs. Whereas men who came to be known as the four chaplains were Methodist minister, the Reverend George L. Fox, Reformed Church in America minister Reverend Clark V. Poling, Reformed Rabbi Alexander Good, and Roman Catholic priest Father John Washington. The four men had met while attending chaplain school at Harvard in preparation for each of their appointments as chaplains. Whereas there are numerous eyewitness accounts of the four chaplains' heroism, when the supply of life jackets ran out before each man had one, the chaplains removed their own life jackets and gave them to others. Chaplains also helped as many men as they could into lifeboats. Whereas in 1988, Congress established February 3rd as the annual Four Chaplains Day, not only for the remarkable heroism of these four chaplains, but for the example of unity through diversity for their greater good. Now therefore be resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, recognizes and celebrates the 32nd annual observation of Four Chaplains Day. So move.
Second.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Petracco.
Yes, whereas the Township of Nutley has determined that the property described on Schedule A and B attached here to the incorporated hereon has been abandoned by its owners and titled as junk, clear through the Division of Motor Vehicle, and whereas the towing contract between the Township of Nutley, Nicolay Towing, and the Township of Nutley and Twin Towing authorizes the safe abandoned vehicles left on their premises by the owners, and whereas the Township of Nutley intends to utilize the facilities of Nicolay Towing, 177 Passaic Ave, Belleville, for the auction on Wednesday, February 24, 2021 at 10 a.m. Schedule A, and whereas the Township of Nutley intends to utilize the facilities also, thought I was being redundant, of Twin Towing, 35 Mill Street, Belleville, New Jersey, for auction on Wednesday, February 24, 2021 at 2 p.m. Schedule B. And whereas the sales are being conducted pursuant to Division Motor Vehicle, NJSA 3910A 1 through 39:10A-7 laws, and now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the township is hereby authorized to sell and abandon personal property vehicles as indicated in Schedule A and B at a live auction. And one certified copy of resolution before by the township clerk to the following: Chief of Police, Chief of Financial Officer, and just on Schedule A at Nicoletti Towing, it's a 2000 Dodge, 2006 Buick, 2013 Infiniti, 2007 Jeep, 2013 Honda, 1997 Toyota, and at Twin Towing, they will have a 2005 Mercury. Move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye. Mr. Scarpelli, you have anything this evening?
Nothing on the agenda, Mayor.
Thank you. I also have nothing on the agenda this evening, so we will open the meeting up to the public.
All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the board, each person shall limit their address to 5 minutes. All remarks to the board and its individual members must be addressed to the mayor. The mayor may defer citizen comments to the appropriate member of the board.
No public wishes to be heard. I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Move it.
Second.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances. And whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances exist. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley in the County of Essex and State of New Jersey desires to proceed to close executive session. And now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley, move into close executive session to discuss potential litigation, 2021 budget, and contract negotiations. Be it further resolved that the time when such discussions may be disclosed to the public shall be when and as such disclosures may be made without adversely affecting the Township of Nutley, pending and/or anticipated legal, personnel, contractual matters, and other matters within exceptions provided for by statute. Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
I vote aye, and this for the record, I wanted to request a short executive myself for personnel.
and personnel. We'll add that right on, Commissioner. Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci.
Aye.
Aye.
So Mayor, we're going to close. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So we need, did you shut us off, Sal?
No, it's still there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion to, we need a, before you guys shut down, we need a motion to close, right?
Are we going to take that?
Yes.
Executive, yes.
Motion to close.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Commissioner Evans,
Aye.
Commissioner Petracco,
Aye.
Commissioner Scarpelli,
Aye.
Mayor Tucci. Thank you.
Switch to another Zoom. And it